War. How do you win a war? Well, you're probably thinking you have a big battle and you make the other side surrender. Yeah, that's typically true. But could you win a war just by giving your enemy a gift? That seems less likely. Well, that's what we're talking about today, the most infamous gift ever given. So infamous that the most dangerous computer viruses that are around today, they're named after it. We're talking about the Trojan horse. This begins 3,000 years ago with a woman named Helen. Now, Helen is the most beautiful woman in the world, and she's married to a Spartan king. Now, she's so beautiful, so well known, that she catches the eye of a prince all the way across the ocean. His name is Paris, and he's the Prince of Troy, and he is obsessed with Helen. She is so beautiful, he becomes so obsessed that he actually sails to Sparta and steals her away for himself. Now, when the king of Sparta, her husband, finds out, he is infuriated. He's like, who is this prince to steal my wife? Like, he immediately declares war and amasses a gigantic Greek army. He sails straight to Troy with one intention, to destroy the country. Now, he lays siege, but there's a problem. He fails. And he's determined. He's not gonna let this guy get away with it. He tries again. He fails again. This goes on for 10 years. Not only can the Greeks not destroy Troy, they can't even breach its walls. So the Greeks, at this point, they're giving up. They don't really have anywhere to turn. So they go to a guy named Odysseus. And he is known to be the most clever man in all of Greece. And they say, we can't win. This seems impossible. What do we do? Odysseus comes up with a plan. And the Greeks have no other choice but to follow it. The first part, they build a gigantic wooden horse. And they wheel it right outside the gates of Troy. And second, they leave. They pack up their camp, they go to their boats, and they sail away, leaving behind two things, the horse and a single Greek soldier. The next day, the Trojans, they're like waking up, they're looking over their big wall, and they're like, where are the Greeks? The Greeks are gone, the ships, they're gone. And they look over here and they're like, is that a gigantic horse? Like, what is going on today? So they go out to investigate and they find the soldier, the remaining soldier. And he tells them the story. The war is over. You've won. The Greeks, they've given up. They've sailed away. You're unfallable. And the Trojans start to freak out. They're like, you're telling us we've been fighting a war for 10 years and it's over? We've won? And then they're like, yeah, what is this thing though? What is this gigantic horse doing here? And the soldier says, it's a relic, blessed by the goddess Athena, left by the Greeks as a gift to end this wretched war. And now the Trojans are even happier. They've won the war and they get this trophy. So they wheel this thing back into their city and they start to celebrate. They're dancing, they're singing, they feel invincible. And they go on into late into the night. And eventually they tire themselves up and one by one, they start to go to sleep. And usually there's a Knight's Guard on duty, to protect them, keep them safe. But the war's over. The Greeks, they're gone. So the Knight's Guard is like, we're going to go to bed too. We've been celebrating. So later that night, everyone is asleep. It is the dead of night. Shadows begin to emerge from the horse. Fully equipped Greek soldiers. They make their way to the gate, and for the first time in 10 years, they open this gate. On the other side, the entire Greek army. And they're ready. They go into this city and they burn everything. They pillage and they take everything. Troy was tricked. The price they paid was complete destruction. Now, what can we learn from them? First, if it looks too good to be true, it probably is. And second, not all wars can be won with brute force alone. Thanks for listening.